Hi guys! A question I get asked a lot is how I document a not so great week in my Project Life album. And although I have lots of different answers to that, this is a not so great week for me. Week 6 was not fabulous, so I am going to show you one of the ways that I deal with a not great week. And one of the ways that I deal with a not great week is to not make it look not great. So I am going to do my best to make this week look super cheery by throwing everything pink I have at this page. I have got a couple of stamp sets from Kelly Stamps, the Progress Alpha and the Crap Day stamp set. Now the Crap Day stamp set is one of my all-time favourites, I will tell you that. It is currently sold out but is available for pre-order at the Kelly Stamps shop, so I will leave the link for that down below. Now you see me, I am picking out papers from the Pick Me Up collection that I grabbed on my recent haul, and I am picking out everything pink. I just want to make this page look as cheery as possible since the subject matter of some of the photos isn't that great. I do struggle a tiny little bit, you'll see that, using paper rather than a kit or cards. I had sort of hoped to use this sort of painty splotchy paper to make a wee filler card here, which is the spot that I'm going to hide my journaling behind. I don't want my not so great journaling out on display, but I do want it there, so I'm just going to create a filler card of some type. You'll see me go through several different versions of this, and the journaling's all going to be on the back, so it is there, but no one's going to see it except me. Picking out one more paper, and these some of these papers have just the most gorgeous gold foil on it. So this has got little tiny pink hearts, gold hearts on pink, and I was just deciding whether to have the pinker end or the peachier end. So I've gone for peach, and I've just swapped a couple of those photos around so there's not two photos of my face right next to each other. So that's sort of the basics of my layout, and then I can just go through some of these die cuts and pick out ones that I think might work. So I'm going to use that little marvellous word down there, except I'm not using it in that sense. I'm going to use it more ironically, I guess. And also pulled out the frame that matches that pink stripe paper that I'm going to use for my title card, which I think sort of pulls it all together nicely. Now just to top off my not great week, I still haven't bought any tape runner, so you'll watch me faff about with this double-sided tape for most of the spread. It was so annoying. Luckily this frame fit the photo reasonably well. I'm just going to position it sort of more towards the bottom left corner, and then I'll trim off the rest of it, just because I wanted to allow myself somewhere to stamp on that photo. I'm going to add that die cut word, but I want to add a little bit of stamping on there as well. I can go ahead and glue that whole piece down to the background paper and then add the marvellous as well. So this is just one of the ways I deal with a crap week. I have been known to skip an entire week before. I have had one week that was so bad there were 0 photos taken, and literally I just didn't put it in the album. I've also had another week where I took a photo after the week had happened just to represent the week, and I blew that up to a full 12 by 12 and put that in with a little bit of journaling. So you can see there are lots of different ways to cope with a not great week in Project Life. So I've got that little die cut word, and just above that on the photo I stamped one of the wee sentiments from the Crap Day set, and I stamped it in that brilliant gold ink, and it's hard to tell on camera here but it looks really cool in real life. I love it, it's so metallic. Now before I stamp my sentiment onto this photo of our fish and chips, I'm just adding a little bit of that pink and red washi tape that I bought in that same haul. Just gives my stamp a little bit more presence on the photo. It is quite a small stamp, so it doesn't get lost quite so easily. Added another stamp from that same set onto my sheet mask selfie. This was such a crazy day. It was like a bubbling sheet mask. I've never felt anything so weird on my skin before, but I was trying to cheer myself up on a Sunday evening, and to be honest, it kind of worked. All I'm adding is a little puffy sticker to that just to give it a little bit of colour. It looks like a black and white photo, but it's actually a full colour photo, so the little bit of colour on that sticker just brings that up, I think. Now for this photo, I added some washi tape, that same washi tape before adding a milkshake puffy sticker. And because the background was quite busy, the sticker didn't really stand out very well. So I decided just to run around the outside of it with a gel pen, just a black gel pen. And it does help the sticker stand out just a little bit more. I've changed my mind about that floral die cut because I don't want to add the blue. I really love those florals, but because I've gone so heavy-handed with the pink this time, I feel like the blue's a little bit distracting. So I put that aside and added a puffy sticker instead. And again, I'm shuffling and I'm going to shuffle it back because I liked it better the way it was. I sort of was weird to me having 3 photos of people, 2 of whom are me, all on one row. So I struggled a little bit with that, but I think once I find a way to put a filler in this insert here, it'll help break it up a little bit. I really loved this metallic gold on white pattern, so I've cut that out and put that in for now as a bit of a placeholder, just so that I can get my head around those 3 people photos. Although you'll see, I go through several different attempts at that, and this is not going to be how it ends up looking. This photo here is literally getting just 1 stamp because that's all it really needed. And then I can go ahead and work on my title card. I have pulled out that die cut and I'm going to alter that a little bit in a minute. First, I'm going to use my Progress Alpha just to stamp out the week. This is week 6, so again, even though it's a bigger alpha, I managed to stamp out the entire week 6, although you'll see I tried to spell week with an X, which didn't work, so my stamping's a little bit crooked because I tried to cheat and didn't get another block, and anyway, it's fine, gonna live with it. And how I'm going to change this is I didn't want the extraordinary part that was in here, I just wanted to use the little gold frame. So just using a knife to trim out the inside of that frame, and then I can stick that down onto just a piece of white scrap paper, and I can use that as my label for date stamping my title card. So I'm just, because the border is a little bit fiddly, I'm just trying to trim out a piece to go on the inside rather than sticking it down and having to cut around it, which was very easy to do, and then I can stick that onto my title card. So you can see, like, my title card's literally like a piece of paper, some stamps, and a die cut. I think the like gold foil on the die cut just makes it look a little bit more fancy than it is. I'm going to add my usual date stamping, but instead of adding the little gel pen heart that I normally draw, I'm going to add one of the little flowers from the puffy sticker set because they're really cute. I really love them. So I'm back to having to deal with this damn card in the middle here. I really struggled. I didn't know what to do. I knew what I wanted to stamp on here, which was some of these bolder words from this stamp set, and I really liked the gold paper, so I wondered about maybe doing what I'm doing now, which is stamping it onto some white card and maybe cutting them out and sticking them onto the gold foil paper, but I didn't like how that looked, and so I experimented with stamping straight onto the gold foil, which on camera here looks fine, but it looked a bit messy in real life. So I turned the camera off for a little bit and had a bit of a think about what I was going to do, and I decided just to grab some white card and some different pink inks, and I'm going to stamp those words and just create my own filler card with no pattern paper or anything in the background. So I'm stamping each word with a different coloured ink, just stacking them on top of each other. I didn't really plan it. I guess this was more of another experimentation. I like the way it looks. I like the colours. I just didn't really love the way I had arranged the stamping. And so I wondered about maybe adding a puffy sticker to try and even it out and make it look like it was on purpose, which is what I do. I grab one of these florals. It doesn't have that blue in it, so I was happy with that. And then I'm going to add just a couple more puffy stickers to tie all of those puffy stickers in. And that is my not so great week 6 all done. And considering it was such a crappy week, I really like the way it looks. I like the pink, I like all the stickers, I love that sort of whimsy of it, even though the subject matter wasn't that great. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!